Well, Draymond dropped off a comment on his podcast over with Colin Cowherd's to Volume, and I disagree with it wholeheartedly. Let's get into the comment first. Draymond was speaking on the LeBron James-led Los Angeles Lakers and their woes, and the fans not being happy with their woes and booing the Lakers as of recent, including LeBron James. Here's what Draymond said. He said, "Let's not be brats. That was about as bratty as something that I've ever seen, considering that this team just won a championship not even a full 2 years ago." That is from the desk of Draymond Green, speaking on fans, for the most part, in Crypto.com, booing LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, because we got to be specific with it, right? Because, you know, LeBron fans are not booing LeBron. Most LeBron fans, meaning fans that whenever LeBron leaves my Lakers, they're not a Laker fan. They're going to go wherever he goes, wherever Bronny goes, whatever. It's fine. We knew what we were getting into. LeBron fans don't really like the Lakers. Laker fans really don't like LeBron fans. The whole Kobe LeBron thing. It is what it is. We agreed to kind of just put our differences to the side for the better good. LeBron needed Hollywood to take that business to places that have been unimaginable over the last 4 or 5 years. The Lakers were awful before LeBron got there in the Magic LaMelo era. We needed each other. It is what it is. But I categorically deny or disagree with what Draymond Green just said about the Laker fans being bratty for booing LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me just say this about Draymond. Well, let me say two things, right? I want y'all to know how vulnerable I am. I want to work with Colin Cowherd's The Volume podcast. I really don't ever tell y'all. I have a 5-year plan. Colin Cowherd's The Volume platform seems like a place that I would like to be in the next 3 to 5 years. All right, I really don't even share that stuff publicly, but I bring that up for a reason. What I'm about to say probably doesn't help my case on being a part of that platform, because Draymond Green is a player that has a podcast on that platform. Y'all gonna see where I'm going here really quickly. I am not pro current athletes having podcasts for some of the reasons what Draymond just did. I have enough intel to believe that Draymond Green is chasing a Charles Barkley type career in broadcast whenever he's done playing, and he's starting it now. I think he's a super smart guy for that. And by the way, I think Draymond Green is off to a great start doing it. You know, he's got a deal with Turner, for those who don't know, and he's still a player on a team that's contending for championships right now. I'm happy for Draymond Green, the person. As a guy that covers the NBA, I thought it was a bad move for that Warriors team. And it's reasons like this why. Now we're going to connect everything. I don't believe Draymond believes what he just said. I don't. I've learned a lot about Draymond, obviously his story, which is what I do. I listen to stories and I try to tell stories. We try to tell the game of basketball through stories throughout the season, right? I've learned enough about Draymond to know he comes from humble beginnings. And that's an important piece of information in this conversation, because Draymond knows how expensive NBA tickets are today. They're expensive. You know, to get in the building, I think the tickets I had a couple weeks ago to see the Lakers play and LeBron didn't even play, you're talking about $500-$600 tickets. And that's the Lakers as a bad team. You know, resale market, these things be going for sometimes $1,500, $2,000 to get in the building in some of these arenas. Some of the lower market teams, obviously, you can get in it for a lot less. You know, but to see some of your favorites, these fans, you know, the kids, you know, it's a lot of money to enjoy yourself. You include parking. This is a night's worth of events. I'm not saying, look, I'm just saying it's a lot. All right, this is a lot of money. People work hard for their money. People work hard for their money. And to go out one night and watch a basketball game with your son, with your daughter, with your family, you know, you talking about a family of 4, you could be easily looking at a $1,200 experience, right? Food as well. Food is high. Obviously, mixing the pandemic, everything's kind of surplus here. It's a lot. It's a lot. Draymond comes from humble beginnings. He knows that. And when I hear athletes try to take the right for the fan to be able to voice their opinion respectfully, which I do consider a respectful disagreement with the product that they're getting on the court. Now, when we get into name calling, I don't care what the name is, any of it, B words, F words. I know that was something that flew in even a Charles Barkley's era. That's not acceptable today where we are in society and how vulnerable everybody is. I don't call people names like that. That ain't my thing. And I definitely don't call people out of their names. That ain't my thing. And obviously when it gets racist, that's ridiculous. And there's no room in any arena for that. I don't care how much you paid to get in the building, period. But the most generic form of I don't like what I'm seeing right now is a boo. That literally the reason why a cheer means so much is because a boo means just as much, if not more. That's why a cheer means so much to a team, a player. It's the exact opposite, right? I love what you're doing so much. You got me out my seat. When I was working at ESPN, one of the head producers told me this one thing, and I never forgot it. He said, don't ever forget the E comes before the S in ESPN. I was working on a highlight. It was a Lakers highlight. It was a Kobe Bryant highlight. The Lakers were playing. It was towards the end of Kobe's career. And I had put together this like 5 or 6 play highlight of Kobe Bryant. And it was just great Kobe plays. And I thought that's what everybody wanted to see. I missed the storyline, though. I think that night Kobe had surpassed somebody for like 5th or 6th all-time in scoring. It was something like that, right? And the producer threw the whole highlight out. He was upset at me. We missed that moment, though. We didn't get that moment back. I missed Kobe passing by somebody on the all-time scoring list. I forgot what it was. But the premise of the story was the producer was hot at me. I failed that night. I got a bad grade. My producer looked me in my eye and said, look, don't ever forget the E comes before the S. This is entertainment first. And sometimes I feel like these pro athletes, they get paid millions of dollars, forget that at the end of the day, the sole responsibility is to entertain. If you don't have an audience, you don't get new TV deals. If you don't get new TV deals, you don't get paid the money that you're making right now. It's a simple formula. The more we're entertained, the more this sports grow globally, the more we'll watch. The more we watch, the more ESPN, NBA, Turner, the more you can negotiate with these big, high-profile networks and get money for the NBA and get these billions upon billions of dollars for your contract deals. It makes the owners happy, which means the players will be happy. It's a simple formula. It don't get much more simple than that. The fans should be happy. The fans should have the ability to boo. And Draymond, if you have plans on being Charles Barkley, let me tell you something, my brother. And I say this humbly at the age of 28, because at the end of the day, I'm just a fan that has a beautiful job, and I get to cover this stuff for a living. I understand broadcast very well. I've studied it my whole life, Draymond. You will never be Charles Barkley if you can't be real with people. I don't believe you believe that. I'm not even going to call you out for what you said because I know you don't believe it. I know you know that fans should have the right to boo. And as we gear towards the LeBron component of it, for Draymond to act like he doesn't understand why fans are booing LeBron James and the Lakers right now, it would be ridiculous. And Draymond's too smart of a guy to believe that. So I know he's just saying that because he's over at Clutch with LeBron. LeBron's his man. After they had that little incident in the finals, they seem to be buddy-buddy or whatever. That's their business. That's their business. I know he's saying that because it keeps relationships intact. Maybe one day LeBron will come do the pod. Maybe they'll start tequila together, whatever. It's good for Rich Paul and Clutch, whatever. But fans can always see through inauthenticity. I hate that word. Fans can always see through inauthenticity. There we go. And that's not being authentic to your true self, Draymond. You know for a fact fans should have the right to boo, and you know why the Lakers are booing. Draymond, when you're on your couch, because you've been on your couch a while now, you ain't been playing a lot of basketball in 2022. When you're on your couch drinking your wine, you think to yourself, man, the Lakers are awful. And Draymond, you have the ultimate respect for LeBron James, the player. You think he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. I've heard you say it before, multiple times actually. You're happy that the Lakers suck, as you should be. But you know the Lakers suck. You know that team's awful. Draymond, one of the reasons why you recruited Kevin Durant away from Oklahoma City to Golden State, because you know deep down how bad it is to play with Russell Westbrook. You knew that was what y'all had in y'all back pocket. You knew KD wasn't happy. So don't tell me you're not thinking on your couch when you're by yourself that Russell Westbrook and LeBron James are not a mess. Draymond, come on now, bro. You're out with an injury right now. You're telling me if Anthony Davis gave you in the Golden State Warriors what Anthony Davis has given the Lakers this year, you're telling me you wouldn't be mad if Steph was getting as injured as often as Anthony Davis? Come on now, Dre. Klay Thompson nearly destroyed himself for not being able to touch the court. That man battled back from two injuries to get on that court. That man cared so much about the game, he wanted to get out there the worst way possible. And as soon as he could, he got out there. And to see a guy like AD not do that for the Lakers seemingly, come on, Dre. You know why those fans are booing the Lakers. And to bring up the premise about the championship, and I'll end this video here because it's been a long one. The championship premise, come on, Dre. Number one, it was a bubble championship. Like, why can't we just state facts? They did not win the championship in Staples Center, which is what it was at the time, obviously. They didn't win the championship in Staples Center. When you win a championship, part of the reason why fans are able to bond with a player and a team is because some fans are able to go to the building, other fans are able to watch it at the bar outside. Like, there's a connection that's built with being there next to LeBron in the building to say you were there for that. Man, people were down on their luck during COVID. Family members were dying. NBA ratings were tanking in the bubble. Maybe one of the least watched finals in NBA history. As a matter of fact, actually, that was what it was. It is probably the most least connected championship in NBA history. And I'm a Lakers fan. You know why fans don't feel connected to that championship? Because it happened in Orlando. It's a bubble championship for a reason. I don't take it away from LeBron. Ain't like I say he got 3.5 rings, or Anthony Davis got half a ring, or my Lakers won half a championship. No, I celebrated it, but it is different. It happened in a bubble. It happened in a closed gym. To act like that's the same connection that is built with the fan base, they couldn't even have a celebration. LeBron still wants a parade 2 years later. It's not the same, Dre. When your Warriors, if y'all are able to win a championship in a few months, y'all are going to have a beautiful parade in San Francisco. There are going to be kids that are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old that go to that parade, Draymond, and they will remember that moment for the rest of their life. Draymond, if you knock down a game winner to win a championship, there are adults that will remember that moment for the rest of their life. Sports are about connections. That's what it is. That sports are about connecting fans to moments. People seeing themselves in you. You're what they dream to be. You live the life that a lot of us dream to have. We're living through you vicariously. And Dre, don't ignore the other piece to this. Kobe Bryant was all basketball when he was a Los Angeles Laker. He gave the Lakers 20 years. LeBron James has given us 4 to 5 years. He's been injured pretty much every year, not naming the bubble year. And he got 4 months off in the season. And LeBron is balled out. Like, I want to be respected. Like, LeBron has come to play and been available for the Lakers when he can be. But he's been injured. It's just a reality. He's injury prone at this point in his career. He's not the same player. We're not Cleveland. We're used to winning. We didn't get the prime of LeBron James. You can tell he's there. I'm sure a lot of basketball, but also a lot of Hollywood, a lot of movie making and stuff like that, Space Jam, whatever. Like, you know, Laker Nation compares him to Kobe because we did it while they were both playing. So to act like fans are not humans and to act like there's not a human element to why fans don't look at LeBron anywhere as the way they look at Kobe. Kobe delivered 5 championships to him. Never left. Never teased leaving. Gave them most of his, Kobe, until the end, barely missed games for Los Angeles. LeBron has missed way more games, I'm sure, than what Kobe missed in his whole career. You have to fact check me on now. I'm sure that's true, though. I'm sure that's true. And Kobe gave us 20 years. It's not the same. Kobe was all basketball. Now, if you're arguing to me, did Kobe lose out on a lot of money that LeBron has been able to clean up because LeBron has been mostly basketball, but definitely taking care of business with his team? I'll give you that. But as a fan, I don't care about that. I'm a Laker fan. I don't care about LeBron's business per se. I'm happy for the brother, but I just want to win. I just want to win. You can't act like it's the same thing. Like we and also Kobe passed away, bro. So now we're stuck with memories of a guy that gave it his all, and he's no longer here. Like, come on, Dre. You know why the Laker fans are booing. They don't feel like LeBron's all invested. They feel like he could be a better leader and call Anthony Davis out on some of this mess because Kobe would do it. That's why Shaq went in L.A. for the remainder of his prime and then, had to go to Miami. Because Kobe got tired of Shaq not putting it all in the gym. And Anthony Davis for sure ain't Shaq, even though Shaq wasn't the greatest version of himself sometime. Like, AD still ain't Shaq. So, like, let's just be realistic about this thing. Let's understand that fans are humans. And a lot of fans ain't a-holes. Some of us just love the game, probably a little too much. Some of us ain't saying ridiculous comments, calling people out their name behind the scenes, making jokes about people's families. Like, some of us just fans and we love it. And we want to, when we're done with work, we want to attach ourselves to something that makes us feel good. And sports makes us feel good. Paying that type of money, invested in the product, our time more than anything. Like, we got the right to boo, bro. The reason why the fans are booing LeBron James is because the teams that LeBron James has been on 4 out of 5 years ain't been good in L.A.